Stores. These buildings are a main feature in almost every city game on Roblox. So you may ask, PNX, why are you doing it? Your past 3 videos have literally been on things that other games don't do. And to that I say, there's now 32,000 people that want to play this game, and when I made buses there was only 100. So in this video, I'm going to be making the best store you've ever seen in a Roblox game. To start making the best store on Roblox, we need a cool looking outside. Now, I've recently found out that I'm definitely not the best at building modern style things, as you could probably tell by my airport from my last video, so I decided to go with a bit less of a modern style for this store. My idea for this specific store that I'm making will be themed after a gas station store, or a convenience store, and then after that I can just copy everything to all the other stores. So I got to work on the outside of the store, which I used a different snapping amount for. But I know you may ask, PNX, what the hell is a snapping amount? Oh, it's just the amount you could scale different objects by. Like, this is a 1 snapping amount, and this is a 10 snapping amount. So anyways, I used my snapping amount at 0.25, because it will be small enough to add detail, but not too small where it looks bad, and not too big where it also looks bad. After I finished the outside of the store, the next thing I did was add a door to the front. The door started with a circle doorknob, but then it didn't look that great, so I switched it out for this pull handle, which would happen to come in very handy later. After that, I had to make the door turn, because there was no way I was trashing this amazing game by adding a door you walk through. It's lazy and it's so easy to fix. Anyways, I'll tell you how I put actual effort in to turning the doors. I did this with Tween Service, a service which smoothly changes things about an object. With this, I could now make the door turn and even add a swinging effect. Okay, but the store is still empty, so we need an interior. So I made some walls which were green, because if it wasn't already obvious, I like the color green. But I know some people will wonder, PNX, everything will look bad if it's green. Don't worry, not everything will be green. This is only the first store. Anyways, after I added the floor and the ceiling, it was time to add some stuff inside the store. Alright, so this store needs some stuff. But what stuff? Well, how about a shelf with some drinks on it? Okay, but now we need to make it work, so I started by making the main store system, and here's how it works. When a player walks into a store, they'll have a shopping bag able to carry 10 items. When they click on an item, the drink in this case, it will go in their shopping bag. Then, this window will pop up on the side of the player's screen, which will show all the contents of their shopping bag. Anytime a player doesn't want an item, they can just click on the item to remove it. Then, they'll walk to a cash register and all their items will be checked out. Alright, so now it's time to make this system work. So, I started by making the window for the shopping bag, which will show the items, the total cost of those items, and the space you have left in your bag. Then, I added price tags over the items on the shelf so you can see how much they are and what the name of the item is. After that, I made the cashier counter and register with a total screen so you can see how much your bag costs. Then, I made the shelves auto restock, so after a player takes the last item, the shelf will replace itself. And then after I made that, I improved the atmosphere of the store by adding a neon poster on the window, some lighting on the inside, and a small parking lot beside the store. Alright, but right now, the store didn't feel too realistic. It just kind of felt like a store from every roleplay game. So to fix that, I added a cashier, an animation for the cashier, and an animation for the cash register. Now it's real. Alright, so now I'm going to do something that I haven't done in any of my videos yet, and it's been really popularly requested on my last video, so it's going to be fixing this goddamn walk animation. Alright. So this break in the video is for making some new player animations. And yes, this includes the walking animation, but first, I made some other player animations, like a new idle, a run animation, because yes, I did add a sprint mechanic, and the long-awaited, after 7 videos of not adding it, the walking animation. But hold on, you might be thinking, PNX, this video is only 4 minutes. There's no way it's the end of the video. Surely the store is missing something. What would it possibly be missing? Well, right now there's only 2 jobs in the game, so maybe more of those? Yeah, I guess you're right. I think it's time to add more jobs, since the game has to release someday, and there has to be something for people to do. So we only have 2 jobs in the game right now, and people would get bored pretty quick if there was only that number of jobs. So the next thing I did was add a cashier job. I know, it's generic, but I'll make it as fun as I possibly can, I promise. So what I first did was I copied the cashier's desk and I moved it over a bit to make a spot for the player to work. Now, there's only going to be 1 player job for each store, but there'll be a ton of stores around the map, so that shouldn't be a problem. So I originally tried making a little opening in the desk for the player to get in, but I realized it was cooler and more secure to make a back room instead. So to start that, I expanded the back of the store, rearranged some shelves, and I made an opening for the back room. Then I copied the front door and just changed it a little bit to look more like the doors with the metal bottoms on it that employees use. After that, I copied a job desk from another building and put it in the back room. So now we have the desk to apply for the job, but what do you actually do? At this job, NPCs will come up to you asking for a certain amount of items, a random number from 1 to 6. After you know the number, the 6 buttons on the register will slowly light up green one by one. When the number of green buttons matches what the customer asked for, you have to press the red button on the right. If the number matches the amount of green buttons, you'll get paid. If it doesn't, the NPC will tell you, "That's not how many times I ordered," and leave. So now all I need to do is add some NPCs, since I've done everything else. This started with adding a basic rig into my game and then using pathfinding service to make it move. But PNX, what is pathfinding service? Pathfinding. There, that's how it works. Anyways, I use pathfinding service to make the NPCs walk into the store and wait. Okay, so now they can walk to the register and open the door themselves. But there's still one thing to add, which is a little text box above the NPC's head to let them tell the player how much items they have. So after I added that, we had a finished NPC that could walk into the store and talk to the player. And if we add that into all the things we've made so far, I think it's time to show the final result of everything in the store.